Aman lived in a small town at the edge of a wide river. He worked in a tiny shop, fixing old shoes for little money. His clothes were simple, his hands were always tired, and many days he went home with an empty pocket. But every night, before he slept, he whispered, "God, you see me. Please don't forget me." There was one wound in Aman's heart that never healed. Years ago, his closest friend, Noah, had betrayed him. They had started a small business together. Aman trusted him like a brother. One day, Noah took all the money and left without a word. People laughed at Aman. "Fool," they said, "you trusted too much." Aman lost his savings, his dream, and his friend in one moment. From that day, he carried a small grey stone in his pocket. He had picked it up the day Noah left. "When I feel this stone," he told himself, "I will remember never to trust again." The stone became a symbol of his pain. Whenever he touched it, his heart grew hard. He prayed, but his words were cold. "God, you saw what he did. Why did you let it happen? Where was your justice?" One evening, after a long day at the shop, Aman walked slowly by the river. He sat down on a rock and took the stone from his pocket. His fingers pressed into it until they hurt. An old woman was sitting nearby, feeding birds with dry bread. She watched him for a moment, then spoke gently. "You hold that stone like it holds your life," she said. Aman looked at her, surprised. "It reminds me not to be weak," he answered. "It reminds me of a man who destroyed my trust." The woman nodded. "Yes, but it also keeps your heart in chains." Aman frowned. "He does not deserve my forgiveness." The woman's eyes were kind. Forgiveness is not saying he was right. It is saying, "God, I give this pain to you. You think this stone protects you, but really it is heavy. It stops you from receiving what God wants to place in your hands." That night, Aman could not sleep. He lay on his small bed, the stone in his hand. "God," he whispered, "is this true? Am I the one holding the chain? I am so tired. But how can I forgive what he did?" Slowly, his eyes closed, and he fell into a deep sleep. In his dream, Aman was walking on a long road, carrying a big sack over his shoulder. Every step was hard. He stopped and opened the sack. Inside, he saw many stones, all the same as the one in his pocket. A bright light appeared in front of him. He could not see a face, but he felt peace. A gentle voice said, "My child, why do you carry what I am ready to take? Put them down and walk with me." Aman woke up with tears on his face. His hand was still closed around the stone. Slowly, he got out of bed and went to the window. The sky was still dark, but a thin line of light showed on the horizon. He knelt on the floor. "God, I am afraid to forgive," he cried softly. "But I am more afraid to live like this forever. I give you this pain. I forgive Noah, not because he deserves it, but because I trust your justice more than my anger." His hand opened. The stone felt lighter. The next day, as he walked to the shop, Aman stopped by the river. He looked at the stone one last time. "You were my chain," he whispered. "No more." He threw it into the water. It sank, and small circles of water moved out, wider and wider. From that day, something changed in Aman. Life was still simple. Money was still little, but his heart was different. He could laugh again. He could pray with warmth. Months later, a man entered his shop. It was Noah. His face was tired, his eyes full of shame. "Aman," he said quietly, "I am so sorry. I was selfish. I ruined everything. I don't expect anything from you. I just needed to say this." Aman looked at him for a long moment. The old pain knocked at his heart, but it did not enter. I forgave you already, Aman answered softly. God helped me. Go in peace. A deep calm filled the room. It was not luck. It was not chance. It was God's perfect timing answering a quiet prayer from months before. My friend, remember, unforgiveness is like a stone in your hand. You think it protects you, but it only makes you tired. When you forgive, you are not saying, "It was okay." You are saying, "God, I trust your justice more than my anger." Give him your heavy stones. Trust his timing, even when he seems silent. There, in that quiet trust, you will find peace, healing, and the gentle miracles he has prepared for your life.